My partner and I are experienced Bigfoot investigators who are in a unique situation, as we have a family group living in our research area. Last October, my partner and I were on a hilltop observing 2 juveniles and 1 adult Sasquatch. We could hear them walking in the leaf litter, and every once in a while we could also hear a clack or a wood knock from different directions. After a while, the feeling of fun for them dissipated and became a lot more cautious. My partner Mike heard something to our north and went a ways down to investigate while I stayed by the camp to make sure it wasn't a diversion. He came back in a rush and said he had seen one of the young ones come out of the woodline running for the other side of the fire break. Something was following the juvies which he couldn't comprehend. It was about 6 foot tall with pointy ears and a long snout. At this point, I have to say that neither of us have given any creed to the Dogman, Wolfman, Grassman theory. We just thought it was a mistaken identification of a Bigfoot or a bear. I had purchased a .40 cal handgun earlier that day, so it was in my vehicle. After Mike had explained what he had seen, I retrieved my weapon and loaded it. All the while, we could hear the 2 young ones chattering and the big one stomping all to our backside. They were pissed about something. They'd never acted that way with us. I had Mike take me down the fire break to where he saw this creature, and with spotlights we scanned the area. We could hear something moving around and a few short growls. Finally, Mike caught it with the spotlight going between trees, and what I witnessed is something I would never have dreamed of seeing except on a movie screen. A 6 foot tall wolf walking on its hind legs. I fired my weapon in the air and it turned to the southeast into the woods. We cautiously made our way back to camp, but we could hear this thing pacing us to our left. As we got back to camp, we kept listening to this thing approaching us from the woods. Mike turned on the spotlight and I leveled my gun wherever the sound was coming from. It was approaching us without fear. It was stalking us similar to one of the juvies that Mike had witnessed. It came out from between the trees. I shot it square in the ribs at about 20 yards. I saw the wound and know without a doubt I hit it. It fell to the ground but immediately got up and ran to the southeast. We could hear it crash through the brush and even heard it fall down or trip over something. It continued to head pretty much a southerly direction down the hill paralleling the fire break. We were both freaked by this time and broke camp and left. The next morning I loaded up an extra few clips and we went back to see if it died somewhere close or was just wounded. We tracked it from the point of where I shot it and all the way down the canyon and even found where it made such a ruckus when it fell. The leaf litter was all upended and it was fairly easy to track. At one point we did find a perfect canine track in a mud ridge, but it was over 8 inches across. The thing that absolutely baffled us both was that there was no blood trail. None. We both saw the bullet hit it, yet no blood. We tracked it all the way down the canyon until we lost the trail. We talked to a Native American couple we know and they immediately said, "Skinwalker." We contacted a few other investigators to try and figure out what in the hell happened. I mentioned before that neither of us took any creed from any Dogman reportings, but I do know that neither of us want to experience it again, and I have never gone out in the woods unarmed since.